And none of that would have been possible without the strong and consistent support of Michigan's Republicans in Congress. So right after you reelect President Donald Trump, right after you send John James to the United States Senate, the President and I need Michigan to send Bill Huizenga, John Molinar, Peter Meyer, and Lisa McClain to a new Republican majority in Congress and retire Nancy Pelosi once and for all. Out. I'm telling you, I was there 10 years ago when we retired Nancy Pelosi the last time, and I intend to be here when we do it again. You know, when you look at everything we were able to accomplish with Republican majorities in the House and Senate, I think there's only one way you can describe it. In 3 short years, we made America great again. Right? And then 2020 arrived. And the coronavirus struck from China. But the American people have seen this president's leadership up close. I mean, before there was a single case of community spread anywhere in America, President Trump did what no American president had ever done. He suspended all travel from China, the second largest economy in the world. President Trump put the health of America first. Now, Joe Biden said that was xenophobic. Essentially means that he thought it was racist. He actually wrote that closing down travel in a global pandemic would make things worse. But Joe Biden got it wrong, and President Trump got it right. By shutting down travel from China, President Trump saved untold American lives because it bought us invaluable time to stand up the greatest national mobilization since World War II. It's true. We reinvented testing. We saw to the manufacture of billions of supplies, new medicines and therapeutics. And we're just a matter of weeks away from having the first coronavirus vaccine with tens of millions of doses for the American people. And I want to promise the people of Michigan, you can be confident. We're going to keep making sure those supplies and medicines are there. We're going to keep driving toward a vaccine till we put this pandemic in the past. And we're going to keep opening up America again. I mean, I know, I got to tell you, it's amazing to think how this economy's come back. In just the last 5 months alone, after losing 22 million jobs at the height of this pandemic, because of the foundation the president poured in those first 3 years, because of the unprecedented relief that these congressmen made available to families and to businesses. We've actually seen 11.5 million Americans already go back to work, including 600,000 people right here in the state of Michigan. We are opening up America again, and the Michigan economy is coming back. But you all deserve to know that Joe Biden is talking about shutting down our economy again. I mean, you've dealt with enough here in Michigan, right? I mean, the truth is, newspapers are already reporting there's countries in Europe that are already starting to shut down. So you can bet that Joe Biden will lock down the American economy if he makes it to the White House. All your schools will be closed. All your churches and synagogues, places of worship. Main Street will be all shuttered once again. Right at the moment that the American economy is getting back on its feet, Joe Biden said, and I quote, he would shut it down. So Joe Biden is going to shut down. Going to shut down our economy, and he says we're in for a long, dark winter. But under President Donald Trump, we're going to defeat the virus, and the best is yet to come. You know, the choice in this election has never been clearer. The stakes have never been higher. When you look at their agenda of higher taxes, open borders, socialized medicine, a Green New Deal, defunding the police, abortion on demand. It's clear. Joe Biden would be nothing more than a Trojan horse for the radical left. It's true. I mean, I saw where Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren are already angling for cabinet posts. The truth is, you all know what's at stake. Now, Joe Biden says that democracy's on the ballot. Well, I think our economic recovery is on the ballot. I think law and order are on the ballot. But I also think there's things much more foundational to who we are that are on the ballot as well. You know, in this election, I think it's not going to be so much whether America ends up more Republican or more Democrat, more liberal or more conservative, more red or more blue. I think the choice in this election is whether America remains America. It's whether we're going to chart a course, and Michigan will play an outsized role in this decision, so hear me out. It's whether we're going to chart a course based on our American heritage of faith, and family, and patriotism, and freedom, or whether we're going to let Joe Biden and the Democratic Party surrender our country to the radical left, shut down our economy, topple our heritage of freedom and values into an avalanche of socialism and decline. So let me say to all of you from my heart, for everything that has always made America unique and exceptional and great, for the freedom that generations of Americans have fought to defend, we've got to decide right here and right now that Joe Biden will never be president of the United States. We're going to re-elect President Donald Trump for 4 more years. Men and women, I got to tell you, when I got the phone call 4 years ago to join this ticket, I said yes in a heartbeat. Because I heard and saw in this president both the vision and the leadership ability to make this country great again. We've served alongside each other every day for the last 4 years, and, you know, some people think we're a little bit different. But I got to tell you, we've gotten to be very close friends. And I can tell you firsthand, when the Klieg lights are off and the cameras are off, there's never been a day gone by in the last 4 years that I haven't seen this president, against unprecedented resistance and opposition by the Democrats in Washington, against unrelenting and unfair attacks by their allies in the national media. There hasn't been a day gone by that I haven't seen our president get up and fight to keep the promises that he made to the people of Michigan. Now it's our turn to fight for him. It's on, Michigan. It's time to bring it. Time to do what you did 4 years ago. Tell your neighbors and friends what 4 more years means. 4 more years means more jobs. 4 more years means more judges. 4 more years means more support for our troops. And it's going to take at least 4 more years to drain that swamp. Oh, we're draining it. Just like the president says, a little deeper than we thought it was. We're draining it, though. We found the plug. And we're going to pull it tomorrow. So I got to ask you to do a couple of things. Air Force One is on its way in. And before you know it, President Donald Trump will be in the House. But on all of our behalf, I want to ask you to do a couple of things. First and foremost, about 47 minutes from now will be Election Day. Tomorrow morning, the polls open at 7 a.m. Stay open till 8. So I'm going to ask you personally. I need you to vote Michigan. Vote to re-elect President Donald Trump to the White House. And remember, friends don't let friends vote alone. Bring a family member, bring a coworker, bring a neighbor, and vote to re-elect President Donald Trump for 4 more years. And after you vote with a friend, number 2, I want you to tell somebody why you came out late at night. Why you're here on this historic night in Grand Rapids. I want you to tell them all that we accomplished in those first 3 years with a president that kept his promises to Michigan. I want you to tell them about the choice that we face and how we're going to set a course for this nation for generations to come. You know, the president and I were on 60 Minutes the other night. Right. But he got a question during his interview, and he gave an answer I'll never forget. Because the reporter, I'm looking out at all of you, the reporter looks at the president, and she said, "So how would you describe your supporters?" And the president answered without missing a beat. She said, "How would you describe your supporters?" And he said, "They are people who love our country." So go tell your neighbors and friends that you love our country, and we need 4 more years of President Donald Trump in the White House. And finally, this is just from me and from my family. As I've traveled around this country the last 4 years, I've become convinced that this is a freedom-loving nation. And this is a nation of faith. And so if you're inclined, like the Pences are, to bow the head and bend the knee at your house, from time to time, I'd encourage you to do that the next day. I mean, and when you pray with confidence. In these challenging times where it seems like there's more that divides us than any time in my lifetime, we ought to claim those ancient words that have seen Americans through much more challenging times than we could possibly imagine. The words of an ancient promise that say, if his people who are called by his name will humble themselves and pray and turn, that he'll do like he's always done in the long and storied history of this great nation. He'll hear from heaven, and he'll heal this land. This one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So pray for America. Pray for all the American people. It'll make a difference. So thank you for the warm welcome today. Thank you for giving my family such a warm welcome. I have to tell you, it's the greatest honor of my life to be your vice president, but I want to be your vice president for 4 more years. But I leave here today with renewed confidence. I'm telling you, standing where I'm standing, you'd be confident too. Wow. I called him up after I got off the plane. I called him on the tarmac. I said, "You are not going to believe it." And I know he can't wait to get here. But listen, I'm confident if all of us do all we need to do between now and 8 o'clock tomorrow here in Michigan, between now and when the polls close all across this country, we're going to have a great victory all across Michigan and all across America. And with Bill Huizenga, John Molinar, Peter Meijer, Lisa McClain, in a new Republican majority in the Congress, with John James in the United States Senate, with President Trump in the White House for 4 more years, and with God's help, we're going to make Michigan and America more prosperous than you could possibly imagine. We're going to make Michigan and America safer than ever before. We're going to make Michigan and America more united than ever before. And together, we will make America great again. Again. Thank you very much, Michigan. God bless you. God bless America. Now let's go get it done.